I became obsessed with birds of paradise in 2018 when I saw my first in the wild in the jungles of Waigiou, West Papua. Within just a few short days, I'd seen both the red bird of paradise and the otherworldly Wilson's bird of paradise. A creature so remarkable it looked as though it had been painted with colours unknown to the rest of the animal kingdom. Since then, I've dreamed of seeking out more of this extraordinary family of birds. At the very top of my list is a species unlike any other, one with a direct link to one of the world's most famous naturalists, Alfred Russel Wallace. And that's how I found myself on a still July evening in the quiet village of Dodinga, right in the heart of Halmahera. This unassuming village is one of the most important sites in the history of natural science. It was here in 1858, while burning with malarial fever, that Alfred Russel Wallace first conceived of the idea of natural selection, which makes it even more fitting that Dodinga marked the beginning of my own journey to see the species he discovered here. Halmahera is one of the legendary Spice Islands, famed for its cloves and its nutmeg. During the clove season, you can see huge mats of cloves drying along the roadside, their sweet scent drifting through the air long before they come into view. Once upon a time, the cloves were more valuable than gold. They don't command that kind of price today, but for the local farmers, they remain a very valuable harvest. With a day to spare before our trip into the jungle to see the Standardwing Bird of Paradise, we went searching for some of the island's other treasures. Our first stop was a nondescript roadside trail that led 15 minutes into the forest to a small hide where the ivory-breasted pitta is known to visit. Wallace himself described this bird as a large ground thrush whose plumage of velvety black above is relieved by a breast of pure white, shoulders of azure blue, and a belly of vivid crimson. He called it Pitta gigas, though today its scientific name is Pitta maxima, which essentially means the same thing. Although it's renowned for being shy, this bird proved to be surprisingly inquisitive, hopping into view and putting on a bold display for us. After a quick lunch in Dodinga, we continued on to search for the local subspecies of the North Moluccan pitta. I'm still not sure whether there's much difference between this bird and its cousin on Ternate, but here it was far less cooperative, calling from the undergrowth but only showing itself very briefly near the hide. well. As the sun set over the bay, we headed south, closer to the national park, ready for our 3 AM start the next morning to see the Standardwing Bird of Paradise. With a quick coffee in the tank, we made the 20-minute drive to the national park and started the 2-hour walk into the Standardwing hide. As far as jungle walks go, this is one of the best I've done. The track is pretty much flat for most of the way and the terrain is never difficult. It took a while and it was still dark when we started to hear the first Standardwing calls, but their sound is like nothing else I've heard in the jungles of Halmahera or anywhere else for that matter. And then we just became transfixed looking into this dark, massive trees, waiting to see the first glimpse of a Standardwing Bird of Paradise. And then before you know it, it's all on and there's half a dozen birds just flittering around in front of you. And it literally felt like I was inside one of the BBC Planet Earth documentaries. On our way back from the Standardwing hide, we were lucky enough to come across a paradise crow nest, and not far away we found 2 paradise crows feeding in the trees. Not many people know this, but Halmahera is home to 2 very unique species of bird of paradise. Obviously there's the Standardwing Bird of Paradise, but the other, in some ways, is more unique and more special. The paradise crow is the most basal member of the bird of paradise family. It's kind of the missing link between the crows and the birds of paradise. In many ways, it has much more in common with a crow than it does with other members of the bird of paradise family. In just a few short days, Halmahera had delivered some of the most unforgettable wildlife encounters I've ever had. But my journey through Wallace's world was far from over. South of here, across the water on Bachan, lives a creature even more elusive than the Standardwing. a giant bee, the world's largest, a species that's only recently been photographed for the first time. I knew I had to take the chance and head to Bachan to try and find this species for myself.